and you would have to give me permission to record you. So now let me tell you something about me that is important. You know, I like to tell my participants who I am so that you can be clear, right? So that you can be clear about who is talking to you, and so that you can know that I am credible. So, number one fun fact about me, I'm a mom of two. I'm married to a lovely, lovely husband. I'm sure my husband is on this call. Thank you, baby. So, and in 2019 was my first time in the United States. Then I had my master's in Illinois, somewhere in Illinois. And that was in 2019. I completed that degree in 2020, 2021. And now I just started my PhD. It's my first year and I'm moving to my second year in a couple of weeks. In 1 week, I would be a second year PhD student, right? So I know exactly what I am about to share with you. I have experience and I never used an agent both times that I'm studying in the United States. I have never used an agent. So I know the practicals, I know how it works. And I'm going to authoritatively share stuff with you. Give me your 100% attention, because see, the information I'm about to give you today is going to change your life, I promise. Now, let's take a quick look. Good, 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 good. Okay, so I have here, and I'm saying you are only 7 steps away from your graduate study in the United States of America. I am a pro at anything that has to do with the United States. Let me just put that. Claire, who is writing on my screen? My virtual assistant helped me to clear out even writing on my screen. If you are the one writing on my screen, kindly remove it. So I'm going to walk you through these steps, and I'm also going to simplify. I'm going to simplify. Now, okay, so I am going to be teaching you from the most basic thing to the highest thing. And why I will be doing that is because at the point where I got 258 responses from people, I got more than that, but this was the time that I was plotting this graph. 49% of my participants told me that they know nothing, but they love to learn. Only 36% says you guys are beginners. I got 71.1% who said, oh, I'm an intermediate, I have an idea. Only 0.8% of people who registered show up to be pro at this. So you really need the information I'm about to give you. Is that okay? Now let's move on to the next slide. You see, I want to inspire you before I give you the information. You see, my personal story, when I graduated in sometimes 2012 from my undergraduate study, somewhere in Nigeria, I didn't have anybody to show me the way. If I had someone to tell me this is the next thing to do, because I have always wanted to study abroad. I wish that there was a webinar like this one that I'm hosting today in 2012 that I was aware of course. Maybe some people are doing it somewhere and I do not know that is possible. And it is that lack of information that drives my passion to provide information to people, because I believe that information can change your life forever. Do you understand what I mean? I believe that some of the times you don't have to always give people money. It's okay to give people money. But see, information is costlier than money, because you can have an information that would teach you how to fish. You know, there is this proverb that people say, don't give me fish, teach me how to fish. This is me teaching you how to fish. This is me giving back. And you know, some of you, you are at this point where you're like, I should have been here a long time ago. If I'd started my graduate study in the United States by now, I would be a professor. That is my story. But see, this Chinese proverb that you are aware of, you know it, I'm just reiterating it. If the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, the second best time is actually now. And I will change it. If the best time to study abroad for you was 5 years ago, the next best time is now. Don't be fixated on the past. And I know it is because you are not fixated on the past that you are here with me. And I'm so excited that you have taken this leap of faith to seek valuable information. And I'm quoting Robin Sharma, is my coach. It says, dream big, start small, act now. You see, most of the time we talk about dreaming big, but I think Robin Sharma goes 2 steps further from dreaming big. I believe so much. I don't want to use the word crazy. I'm a crazy believer in dreaming big. I believe that your dreams are valid. If you check my Facebook page, that is my logo. Your dreams are valid. I believe in dreaming big, because if you are able to capture something mentally in your mind, if you're able to dream of something, you have started the first step to achieving that thing. I believe so much in dreaming big. And let me tell you something. If what drives you, if your passion is not strong, especially when it even comes to studying abroad. See, let me just tell you the truth. Studying abroad is no joke, but it is doable. It is no joke. Going through the processes can take you 1 whole year or even more. This is not just applying to one university in Nigeria. This is not just applying to one university in South Africa. There are great universities in Nigeria and South Africa. We are talking about traveling out of, migrating over continents, right? It might take quite a number of time. And for some people, it might take shorter amounts of time, but it's okay. Your dream will be needed. You need to be passionate if you really want to do this. Your passion is important. And you see, I link passion to dream. Your dream has to be sharp, right? It has to be strong. That's number one. Don't stop at dreaming. That is where most people stop. And I believe anybody on my call today, you are not only a dreamer, you have started small by even joining my webinar. You are starting small already. And Robin Sharma adds one more thing that I really love. It says, act now. You see, some of you, I'm going to encourage you, most of you, that if you have not yet started your application abroad and you are eligible, you have completed your degree, that is all that you need to be eligible. You have completed your degree. I want to inspire you today that even now, as I am teaching you, you will pick up your phone and you will start your application. Let me tell you the story of my own start of application. I was 7 months heavily pregnant. It's not like I was a young girl when I started this journey. I was 7 months heavily pregnant when a wonderful, unforgettable, phenomenal friend gave me a link and said, apply to this school. And I also have a unique package for you. I have compiled a document of over 1,900 universities in the US and colleges. And I've provided the link to those universities too, even in that document. I'm going to share it with you after this webinar. All you need to do is to fill my feedback form. I have prepared that for you for free, right? So when I met this friend, it just gave me that link. I was on our staff bus, going from Ikeji to Akure. And on that bus, I started applying. Now, some of you, the small start you need today, don't even postpone it till tomorrow. The small start you need today is to start your application. Now, when you start your application, you do not have to finish it in one day. You can actually save your application. Do you understand? And then you complete it. But you will need to start your application, right? That's what some of you need to do today. And do you know the funniest thing for me? When I started that application, this school, I was surprised that a school in the United States, this is not a small school. At least, if you are saying some schools are small in the US, they are bigger than UI, the University of Ibadan or University of Ife, Great Ibadan and Great Ife, right? Yeah. When you say some schools are small in the US, they are big if you compare them to what we have in some of our countries, right? This school started sending me reminders to complete my application. I was so surprised. I'm like, how can you be applying to a university in the US and they're even begging you to complete your application? That was interesting. That was the icebreaker for me. You too, you need to start your application. Now, calm down. Some of you are like, hey, I'm not even ready. I'm not ready. Start your application. Complete your application. You can also defer that admission. I'm going to teach you that. Now, let's move on. I'm going to show you the admission timeline. You know, right now this is August 8th. I intentionally put this webinar at this time because it is a strategic time when you think about admission timeline. Okay? September is the beginning of the admission season. September is the beginning of the admission season, right? And if we are talking about admissions now in August, it looks like a good decision. It looks like a good time, right? Good. So right now in August, throughout this month, you can begin to put together all of your application materials. And I'm going to tell you what application materials you also need, right? Okay, now, you have to submit your application based on deadline, based on the deadline that your university has provided you, right? November, December, January, some schools are submitting application at that point. Then you wait for your admissions committee's decision after that. Then by January, February, March, April, that is if you are applying for 2024 August. I'm talking about next year now. If you want to apply for next year, now is the proper time to start your application. Now you receive your admission letter, January, February, March, April, yeah? You will need to provide your bank statement. Immediately your admission letter is provided. You will need to provide your bank statement to the ISS.
Natasha, be careful.
If you are on my call, could you mute kindly, please? Thank you. All right. So you will need to provide your bank statement. Immediately your admission is given. And after that, if you do not mind, whoever wrote on my PowerPoint, I would appreciate it if you can clean it up. It is so distracting. It is so distracting. Erase. Let's see if I can erase. Oh, I'm so glad I can erase that. Cool. All right. Thank you, everybody, for just trying to cooperate with me. I appreciate it. Good. Ensure you are muted. Ensure you are muted. Thank you. Now, once you get your admission, the next thing you will need to provide a bank statement to the international office that is in the university that you have applied to. I am going to speak more about this bank statement. You are going to need 2 bank statements in the whole process. I'm going to get there. Now, when you provide the bank statement, maybe by May, then your I-20 will be produced. No bank statement, no I-20. That is how it works. Is that okay? Your I-20, I'm going to explain that later. Then you will have to fill your DS-160 I'm just running you through a few steps. And after you fill your DS-160 form, it's a big database by the United States. You have to fill that form to be able to now go for your visa interview. Then you will pay your service fee. Right now, service fee is about $350. Now, I am telling you the monetary investment that would also be involved so that you can start thinking ahead of time. Apart from service fee, you will also need to pay interview fee. It's not a joke to travel, but these things are doable. If you plan ahead of time, if you start planning from now, which is August, by May next year, you are gathering your money already and you are ready to go. It is doable. Let me tell you, whatever investment you make to travel abroad is worth it, especially if you travel legally. I do not advise illegal travel. I myself did not travel illegally. Do you understand what I mean? It is worth it if you study abroad and you are funded. And it is interesting if you come to the United States, because in the United States, there are so many forms. Now, I'm not advertising, but I'm just saying. Now, after you've paid your interview fee, then you schedule your visa appointment. I'm going to talk more about that. I'm going to actually also talk about expedited visa appointment. Then you will also have to attend your visa interview. If you're in Nigeria, you either go to Abuja or Lagos. We are going to get there. Like I said, you are only 7 steps away from your graduate study in the United States. You're welcome. Now let's get into the gist. Step 1. Let me take you through the steps. I want you to listen with rapt attention. And I want you to be inspired as I speak to you. You can do this. Your dreams are valid. You have what it takes. Okay, now, of course, you start your application. Now, let me speak to you about starting application. I have said that at the end of this call, I'm going to provide you with links to almost 1,900 universities and colleges in the United States. I would advise that you apply to those universities. You can also actually get application waivers. Now, this is how to get application waivers. If you start your application early now, if you start your application early, you can request for a waiver. This is how to request for a waiver. This is the United States. Things work differently. You can speak to anybody in the ISS office. It is called the International Students Office. Whatever school you apply to, go online, type in International Students Office in this university. When you click that, it will provide you with name of staff in that place. Look for the lead staff or anybody that you can email. Copy their email and send them email. If they are not the right person, they would forward you to someone they think is the right person. Now, this is not Nigeria. Don't get it twisted. Here, you can ask questions. Here, you can send polite emails. And I want to advise you, don't be scared. I did it myself, right? You are free to send email to your ISS office explaining to them that's the International Student Office. You have started your application. You don't need money to start your application. You will only need money to complete your application. Right? And in some schools, it's only $40. In other schools, it's $50. In other schools, it's even free. If your own school, if the school you're applying to, they say you have to pay application fee, find a way to send email to somebody, maybe in the department that you're applying to. Just go to that university, type in the name of the university, type in the department, and type in faculty. Faculty stands for people who work in that department. There could be academic faculty, non-academic, administrative. Find someone that you can email. If they are not the right person, they will tell you and will forward you to someone that they think is the right person. And just say in that email politely that I'm an international student, I'm applying from this place, and I really do not have this money. I would appreciate it if my application fee can be waived. Now, listen, it is better to ask and get a no than to not ask at all. It is better if you ask and you do not get a yes than for you not to ask. What if a yes is actually waiting for you? If you are unmuted, please mute. Kindly mute. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, now we've talked about application waiver. Another thing that I want to break for you. So many of you think that you need to have an official transcript to be able to apply. Some of you think that you need an official transcript to be able to apply. No. No, and 1,000 times no. You do not. If you are applying to the United States, you can actually use your student transcript. Is that okay? You can use your student transcript. Now, how do you get a student transcript? That should be the next question that you'll be asking me. How do I access a student transcript? You have to go back to your university. Whatever student transcript they've provided to you, no matter how many years ago, as long as it is true, it is original, right? If it is your real transcript, you can use it. Is that okay? You can use your student transcript. Now, let me break that down to you. Kindly mute, kindly mute, kindly mute.
This guy got another one.
Interesting. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to do better next time. Yeah, I'm going to appreciate it if you can mute as you're entering my call. We need to respect all the 46 people on this call by keeping mute. Thank you. All right, I'm going to get back to the business. So I've talked about application waiver. I've talked about starting your application, and I've also talked about using your student transcript. Let me break that down to you. Now, when I used my own student transcript to apply, they will give you the admission. This is what I mean. If they are using your student transcript for application does not disqualify you. It is eligible. It is valuable. They can use it to give you the admission. In my case, I used my student transcript. I'm talking about the US now. I used my student transcript. The only thing about that is that in some universities, you can even resume to that university. You can even travel all the way after your admission has been given. You have gone to the embassy, you have been given visa. You can even resume to that university. The only thing is that after the first semester, you will not be able to register for courses in the second semester. They would say, give us your official transcript. Your official transcript would have to come from your university. That is what makes it official. It is sent directly from your university. They would request that. Once your university sends it, then you will be able to register for your second semester. So it means that transcript is not a problem. Many of you, maybe you are from a university that they do hanky-panky with transcript. Their transcript process is so slow. Just calm down. You can use your student transcript. You can use it to get the admission. You will do your visa and everything. The only thing is that after resumption, you will even complete your first semester. But there will be an hold on your student account that will not allow you to register for the second semester courses. And of course, immediately now, when you show up, what I did in my own case, I said, see, I'm not going to waste my money on any official transcript. I need the United States Embassy to give me visa before I will spend money on official transcript. That was what I did. And immediately I got my visa to travel. I did not even still request for my transcript. I got here to the United States, and it's when I got here that I now quickly started doing all the necessary stuff through my university. And immediately it is sent, your hold will be lifted. Do you understand? So no worries about, I don't have an official transcript yet. So many universities will accept your student transcript for the admission application. Is that okay? In the next slide, I'm going to talk to you about things you need in your application packet. Now, I got a question from the registration form about this, and that question is the reason why I have this next slide. Let's talk about the things you need in your application packet. Wow, I got a lot of them. I have 13. Now, some of these are optional. I will let you know. Number one, you need your student transcript. If you actually start with your student transcript, okay? You are going to need letters of recommendation. Now, I'm going to talk about letters of recommendation. See, don't ask people who cannot recommend you well to write recommendations for you, because recommendations matter. Some of you, the reason why your applications are being rejected is because because in some cases, not in all cases, your recommendation letters are not strong. And this is what I do when it comes to recommendation. I'm so thankful to my professors who write me recommendation letters. And I'm strategic with who writes recommendation for me. Not people who would write you one sentence and call that recommendation. That's not recommendation. Now, you have to be thinking about the American standard when you are putting your application packets together. Now, listen, American standard is world standard. Let's just face the fact. It is not some places standard. If you want your application to be competitive, tell yourself, my application has to be of world standard because I'm competing with students in the United States for space in their own country. And this does not have to make you faint. You don't have to go and faint because I just said you are competing with students even here. You are competing with Americans. In fact, not only Americans. When you say you want to study in the United States, you are competing with people from around the world. It is what it is. That is why your recommendation letter has to be sparkling. Think, who can write me a strong recommendation letter? Who is my teacher? Who is into me? Who is into my business? Quote and unquote. Who cares about me? And you can even politely request to see your recommendation letters, even before whoever is writing it for you sends it. You are still writing recommendation letters in 3 paragraphs. Yes, in 2 pages, recommendation letter is going. Not just one shabby 1 paragraph recommendation letter. Who can write you strong recommendation letters? In some universities, you need 2. In some places, you need 3. Some universities will say somebody who has taught you or who has mentored you academically and just any other person. They will say your family members cannot recommend you. So think about that. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. I have a personal story, but I won't tell that story. There are some people that you should not request them to be your recommenders. No. There are people who should recommend you. You need to open your eyes. You need to be strategic about who you ask. I think that is good enough. Oh my God, my numbers are not perfect here, but that is fine. Another big deal that you need for your application packet is your statement of purpose. this one, there is a way to write your statement of purpose. In fact, there are universities in this country, the United States, who organize sneak peeks for their potential applicants. They would even teach you what they are expecting. They have standard. I am organizing, the next webinar or workshop I'm organizing is a statement of purpose workshop. During that workshop, I'm organizing it in September, 7th of September or 10th of September, if I'm correct. The forms are out. After this webinar, I'm going to send you a feedback form that you are going to fill. I have already embedded the link to register for my free statement of purpose workshop in my feedback, in the feedback form that I will give to you today. I just want to get your feedback. Or did you get anything from this? And in that feedback form, I have already provided the link to register for my statement of purpose workshop. During that statement of purpose workshop, I will tell you the acts to writing your statement of purpose. Number one, why am I the proper person to teach you these? I am an English expert. I am studying English and literature. That is what I have studied all my life. So I am your person for this. You are with the right person. I'm not bragging. Do you understand? And number two, I got a professor here in the US to teach me. It was a professor here in the US who taught me how to write my SOP, and I wrote it. And after writing it, I only did one application. I am aware that people apply 20 applications, 15 applications, which is fine. In fact, I respect people who do a lot of applications. But in my case, I only applied to one school for my PhD, and it worked. I know the tricks to writing SOP, and I can teach you for free. And on that workshop, I am also going to review some of your paragraphs. I'm going to create time for you to start drafting on that call. It's going to be a 90-minute call or 1 hour call. I've not yet made that decision. 60 minutes to 90 minutes. I'm going to give you the acts, and you are going to draft a portion of it. You can even bring your draft to that workshop. I teach you, then you rework your draft. You will send a few of your paragraphs to me on that Zoom call. I will read through it, and I will give you feedback right there on the spot. You need to be at my SOP workshop next month. The link is going to be in the feedback form that I will send to you after this call. Wow. I want to thank you guys for being so quiet. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for muting. Another thing that you need now, especially if you're in Nigeria, this one is critical. Passport, international passport. I am aware that it is weird, the things that we have to go through to get our international passport. Now, if you're on my call now, and you want to apply to the United States, and you have already completed your degree, you want to do your graduate study in the United States. If you don't have an international passport, start running. See, my friend is on this call. He taught me how to get my international passport in 2013 or 2014. And I appreciate that forever. See, if you don't have an international passport, you are still joking. Even in your application, they will ask you for your international passport number. So that one, make it a priority if you don't have an international passport. And in some places in Nigeria, it takes 6 months, 1 year to get one. So start it fast. Another thing that you are going to need resume or your curriculum vitae. If you guys want me to teach you how to do that, if you want me to organize a free webinar where I also show you how to vamp up your resume or your curriculum vitae for admission purposes, for graduate school purposes in the US, I can organize it for you for free. If you want it, you would ask me later. Now, another thing that you need is you will need your academic information, right? They're going to ask you a lot of questions in the process of filling the admission packet. What is your GP? this, that, they would need it. When did you start? When did you complete your degree? All of that. You need information, academic information. Another thing that you will need as you apply is the name of your references and their emails, because they will be the one to send the link for recommendation to them. All you have to do is just provide their name and their emails. What does that mean? By now, you are already thinking about who is going to be my recommender. And you're already requesting politely. You're already talking. You talk to whoever you want to be your referee, and you're asking them, could you please refer me? I'm going to put you on my application, and be polite about it. Now, another one, sample essays. This one is critical. You know what? When they ask you to provide a sample essay, you are being tested. Don't plagiarize. Some of you, if you don't even have sample essays, it means you have to start creating one now. And what do I mean by sample essay? They mean, what have you written in the, especially if you're applying for PhD, what have you written in this past that is academic and that is good? It doesn't have to be perfect. And by perfect, I mean that it doesn't have to be something that is publishable in a reputable journal. No. What have you worked on in class that is good? Maybe a 5-page essay. Some of them will even give you page limit. You see that sample essay. That's where they are checking your capacity for graduate school. If you can do research, that is what they are trying to see. That your sample essay needs to be sparkling. That is that. Another thing that you will need to produce evidence of funds. Let me tell you, even if you get funding, even if you get total funding, you will still need to provide evidence of funds. The only thing is that when you have full funding is a little bit different to when you don't have full funding. When you have full funding, the kind of money, the kind of evidence of funds that they will ask you to provide will not be as high as somebody who doesn't have full funding. Again, I want to thank you, everybody, for being so quiet, for muting. I appreciate it. Yeah, evidence of funds. We've talked about that. You are going to have to go to your bank and provide evidence that you have money. You can always talk to your family member about that. I'm going to get to that again. I'm going to get to that again in a moment. Now, another thing, if it is a PhD, especially if it is a PhD, and especially if you are applying for a special fund. Let me talk about this special fund. For example, in my own case, when I applied first for my master's degree, the university was providing Ayodokun, could you mute? Thank you. Could you mute? Thank you. Where is my assistant? Are you doing the work? Thank you, thank you. I want you muted.
Sorry, I went off a while ago, and I'm no longer the co-host, so I'm not able to mute them.
Okay, I'm gonna make you, could you say hello to me again? Let me make you my co-host.
All
okay,
right.
I see you now. Make co-host. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know that. I want to especially thank you for being my assistant on this call. Thank you so much. All right. So let's get back to proposal for research, portfolio, project description. When I applied for my master's, I discovered that on that campus, and that is what some of you will have to do. You will have to go and do your personal research. if there is a special funding on your campus in that university, and some of you even need to find out if there is a special funding for graduate students and that international students can use that kind of fund. One of the biggest things you can ever do if you want to study abroad is to sit down and do some personal research. Nobody's going to do that for you. If you want anybody to do it for you, you have to pay, right? And it's available on Google. So that particular university had a funding for graduate students. But you have to talk to a professor who would accept to fund, who would accept to be your mentor. And you have to provide a proposal of research. So that one is different from your sample essay. It is different from your statement of purpose. Now you are demonstrating to the university that they can give you money for free to study. And in that particular unique example, there was tuition waiver, meaning that you don't have to pay tuition, right? And there was a little bit of fee waiver for me then. So some of you will come into that kind of opportunity and they would ask you to write a proposal of research. In my case, it was less than 3 paragraphs. I was even surprised myself. I had already written like 5 pages. And then when it was time for me to submit it, I discovered that they did not need more than a paragraph from me. That might be your case and that might not be your own case. If you're able to create something and say, this is what I like to work on, and there is a professor on that campus, you just go to the department, you look for the name of the professors, and you look at a professor that you think what you want to work on is close to what they do. Maybe your field, your special area is their special area. You will see it on the webpage of the university.
We have questions, just in case.
Yeah, I'm going to allow questions at the end of this. I have a lot of slides, right? But thank you for letting me know you have questions. I'm going to allow you to, you can also put your questions in the comment section. I would really appreciate if you can put your questions in the comment section. Thank you very much. So now let's get back to the business. I lost my thought train. So in my case, yeah, you go back to the website of the university, go back to that department, type it in on Google, and look for the faculty there, the faculties there. The list of names will drop down. Look for who in that faculty is working on something that is close, that you think can mentor you based on what they say that they research. That was what I did in my case. I just went to the university's website, checked the department, checked for the professors in the department. And I reached out to 2 people. Now, when you are in this process, you have to be strong at art. You will get no's. Yes, some of us even got visa deniers at first. And I'm sure that some of you here, you have already gotten visa deniers. And this is my moment to inspire you. Don't give up. If you reach out to professors, some of you have reached out to professors and you did not get any response. Some of you reached out and you got no. It is not the end of the world. Don't give up when you get a no. The first professor I reached out to politely said, that's not my area. But I'm so thankful that I did not stop. I reached out to the second professor. I tell you, the same way that you want to study in the United States also want you. Yes, they also want you. They're also looking for very hardworking students who would work with them on their research, especially if you can demonstrate that you are hardworking. I did not say that you are specially brilliant. Brilliance is good, but brilliance is not everything. If you are committed, if you are willing to do the work, if you can demonstrate that if you start, you will finish, you are dogged, if you can prove that, professors are looking for you. And I go to the next one. Now, every other thing below, starting from entrance exam scores, they are not compulsory. I have never written GRE in my life. I dove my cap to people who have written GRE. I wrote IELTS. I wrote TOEFL. Those are English proficiency exams. And there are so many schools after the pandemic who have cut out you needing to write proficiency exam. If you don't want to write proficiency exam, look for schools that don't need it and departments that don't need it. If you want to write good, it can increase your chances of getting funding, especially if you have to teach. And I'm going to get to that. Why in some cases, you might need to prove your proficiency if they want to make you a GA. I'm getting there. And that is kind of scholarship that I want to teach you. So GRE is not compulsory in many universities in the US now, since the pandemic. Your English proficiency score is not compulsory, but if you can get it, it can increase your chances. And in some cases, you need to provide copy of the application confirmation. That is nothing. When you have completed the application, you are able to download the document and then you put it as part of it. That is only asked in some very unique cases. Is that okay? Now, let's talk about funding. Oh my God, I'm so excited about this one. Let's talk about funding. Let's talk about funding. Now, so many of you on this call, you are here for this. You see, there are so many opportunities flying. You see so many funding, Chevening, this, that, Australian government funding, so many fundings. But see, I am here to tell you about a different kind of funding, and that is the kind of funding that I am using. Seriously, when I first realized that this funding is avalanche, is available, you can get it. When I first realized, I was so dumbfounded. In fact, I was a little bit angry that why don't people give this information to people? In the US, one of the easiest way of getting funded is not all this Chevening and all of that, all these ones that you see on Facebook and this and that. They are good. If you can secure them, secure them. But they are very competitive. In fact, they are too competitive. Over 2,000 people applying for the same fund. What is your chances of getting it? Apply for that one if you can. But much more, consider these options that I'm providing for you on the screen. And that is the GTA, GRA, CA kind of funding. Let me shock you with my own story. When I got my first admission to that first school where I did my master's, some of you are saying, what is the name of this, your school? You can apply to my school. It's a very international friendly school. It is called Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. I'm so proud of my university, and I'm so proud to recommend it to you. When I started my application, these guys were actually begging me to complete my application. And I enjoyed that my first application was to that school because it gave me the psychological ambience that I'm wanted, that I'm needed, right? Yeah, that is my own story. Now, let's talk about GTA. See, some people, they are scared that, so I have to be teaching. You can hear my accent now, it's not American accent, it's not British accent. I'm a Nigerian, full-blooded Nigerian like you, and I'm teaching. My fear at the beginning was that if I teach, how will the student hear me? How can you be teaching white students? If they give you the admission, if they say that you are qualified to have the admission, you better be courageous and ask for a graduate teaching assistant position and say, do you have graduate assistant something for me? Ask questions, send emails to people. I did not know about this at the beginning. So when they gave me admission, I just got an email and the professor said, fill this TA form. I was heavily pregnant, maybe 8 months pregnant. And I did not know that the TA form that I was sent was the answer to my prayers for funding. Do you know that I responded back to that email because I was uneducated, and that is why I'm educating you. Don't fall into that mistake. I sent an email back that, no, I'm not taking this one because it's full funding that I want. I did not understand the scope of TA-ship, GA-ship, and GRA-ship. When they give you TA or GTA, graduate teaching assistant, it means that your tuition will be waived The tuition is that money that you actually cannot pay. It is the $25,000 something that you don't have. They are willing to waive it for you. And the most interesting part is that they will pay you stipend. And this is America. They will pay you bi-weekly. And this is not Nigeria that will owe you salary. If you are doing your work and you are up to standard, your payment will come. It's going to be small, but if you compare it to Nigerian standard, it's plenty. It's still plenty. Yes, you have to pay rent when you come to the US, yes, but you as a Nigerian, as a South African, or wherever you are from the world, you know how to manage. It is something that you can still manage. Now, when I think about that, I say, who else is even in this world willing to give me tuition waiver and even pay me stipend? I take it where it's available. If they're willing to give me, I take it and I manage it. Do you understand? And let me also shock you and bust your bubbles. There are people in this country with 3 children as graduate students, and that is that same stipend that they are earning, and they are still finding way to live. Not to talk of a single person. So please, don't stress yourself about that one. You will be fine. And there are so many free stuff in the US that you can use to augment. We won't talk about that one today. So GTA, graduate, if you can get it, when you are looking for school, be strategic about the kind of schools you go for. Go for schools where they have GTA-ship. Do your research. Go on Google. That is the solution. GRA, graduate teaching assistant, especially people in the sciences, in STEM. GRA, you can GRA with professors. Your tuition will be paid and you will be paid weekly, bi-weekly stipend. That is that about that. I'm moving on. Now, let's move to step 3. That is the visa process. We are pretending that your admission has been granted. You have already received your GTA and your GRA. All of you looking for funding, go and check out this option, okay? Today, before you sleep, make sure you check it out. And if you already have admission, so many of you already have admissions and you don't have funding, tonight, before you sleep, reach out to a professor in your department and tell them that you are, say it politely, and say, I wonder if there are GTA opportunities or graduate research assistant opportunities on campus. And somebody will start recommending you. Is that okay? Now, let's move to visa process now. Take a look at what I have there. DX160. Am I shouting? I don't know how to take this easy. All right. You will need to fill a DS160 form. This is where people bring in agents and say, come and do it for me. But I did it myself. In fact, I filled DS160 for 4 people by myself. This is a United States database, highly secured database where you put all your information. When you are filling your DS160, when you are getting ready for your visa processes, don't fill it anyhow. Tell the truth strategically. If what you say in your DS160 does not tally with what you say during visa interview, that visa is already denied. Try your best. Ensure that what you say is true. Look at what the embassy wants to hear from you, which is the truth. Tell it strategically and make sure that what you say in your DS160 tallies with what you say during the visa interview. So, and the way to tally is to usually tell the truth. The US Embassy is very sensitive to lies. Do your best to say the truth. Yeah. The next fee that you would have to pay, apart from filling DS160, I could show you samples, is you have to pay your service fee. Now, the thing with service fee is that you cannot pay it on the continent of Africa, not even in Ghana. You cannot pay it in Nigeria. You will need somebody to pay it for you in the West, usually in America. I think I tried even paying it in the UK and it didn't work. I don't know, but I am certain I still helped someone to pay theirs maybe like a month ago, right? It can only be paid in the US. So all of you, don't fight all these your US friends, okay? You provide them with the dollar, whatever, through their domiciliary account, in your country, and then they help you pay because you can't pay it anywhere. And it is essential for you to progress. And I want to say something about that. Your friends who are traveling out, who are studying, people in your class, your classmates, forget about all your fight. Forget about fight. You need to be close. It's kind of, you need information. Don't just say it's just webinars alone. Have connections. Have good networks. I started my process just on the basis of friendship. You will need friends on this journey. Friends that would share information, though. That's what I mean. Now, let's move on to the next one. You will also need to pay visa fee, right? The first one is about $350. The second one is about $86, but I'm not certain. But I think I have it somewhere on my slide, the exact amount you have to pay. Now, the next step after that is your visa schedule. You have to schedule interview date. Let's talk about this because this is serious. You don't need an agent to schedule an interview, but if you want to use an agent, fine. But see, let me tell you something. I'm even busting my own bubbles now because actually, if you ask me to schedule interview for you, why not? But you can do this by yourself. You don't have to go and be paying 250,000 naira because somebody is looking for dates for you. Don't be scammed. If you're applying as a student, you don't have to be paying 250 to find it. Now, let me tell you about that. Right now, if you want to schedule an interview date in Nigeria right now, I don't know about South Africa or Cameroon because I have people on this call from other African countries, and I really appreciate you coming to this webinar. Thank you so much. If you try to schedule dates now in Nigeria, you may not even get dates in 2024. Or you may not even get dates before your resumption, and that is fine. You pick that date, and then after you've picked the date, you will now go back to your dashboard. That is where you will now look for the link that says request expedited date. Look at that spelling right there, just below it. I say, let's talk about expedited date as an F1 or F2. Some of you, you are already in the US, your dependent is in Nigeria, and you want them to enter the US. I have my dependents in the US. I've once had my dependents in Nigeria even while I was studying here. So I have the information, and the information is genuine. I am talking from experience. You don't need to pay any agent 1 million naira to get date. F1, F2, you have the special package to request for expedited. As long as you are a student, you can request for expedited day without paying a dime, an extra dime to the US Embassy, Lagos or Nigeria. On your dashboard, you pick that unfavorable date. The mistake that most people make is that because the date is not good, you won't pick it. You will now go and be paying some agents. I'm sorry if you're an agent, right? Pick that date, then you will now go back to your dashboard and now apply for expedited date. Expedited date, all you need to do, put together all your documents. They need you to prove that truly your program starts so date. And because your program starts this date, on your I-20, there are 2 dates on your I-20. There are 2 dates on your I-20. Your start date and another earlier date. When you are applying for expedited date, use that earlier date because it is earlier than your start date. It is okay if you use your earlier date, okay? Use it to apply for your expedited. You just write a short paragraph. You don't need to write any big letter. You can state it as a letter and just tell them, all they need from you is you saying, I'm starting this particular date and my date is too far in the distance. I need a much more favorable date. And you will tell them that I would prefer dates within this range. Once you submit that application, don't panic if you don't get answers for 1 week. Don't panic. If you want it, I can also share the embassy's number with you, and it's available on Google. Lagos Embassy, Abuja Embassy, or wherever your United States Embassy is. Go online and check for the embassy number. Call them. You will be on hold for a long time. It will sing a lot of songs to you, but stay there. When they get you across to the customer person, tell them that you like to request for an expedited date. They will tell you what to do. And I'm even telling you now. If you think that your expedited date response is not coming fast, you can call them. I did that, so I know exactly what I'm saying. And usually they will tell you, just calm down, we will get it done, okay? Give us a little more time. Give it time. I know someone who has done this expedited date recently. Somebody who is coming to the US, who got admission, and they've done they applied for this expedited date and they got it after 2 weeks. Don't be scammed. I've talked about expedited date. Now let's move on to the next one. Let's talk about financial statement. On this journey, you are going to need 2 financial statements. 2. Let me break it down for you. You see, the first financial statement is the one that the international office will request of you. The first financial statement, the international office will request it of you. And that is immediately your admission letter is granted. You see that one, don't stress about it. Just calm down. If you already have funding, they will show the amount of funding you have in your I-20. They will tell you, okay, they will calculate all your funding, including the tuition and the stipend that they will pay you monthly. And they will now tell you, your ISS office will send you budget, annual budget. If you remove your funding from the money that they say you must have, because they always want you to come and they don't want you to come and be stranded. You have to prove that you have money if you want to come to these United States, okay? But don't stress about it. Let me break it down for you. So the first one that you need to get your I-20, it is at the initial stage. Immediately your admission letter is given. You will need to provide a bank statement to your ISS office, International Student Office, International Student Service Office. They call it so many names in so many schools, but international and student will be there. All right. Now you see that one. They allow you to use just absolutely anything to prove that you have fund. Some schools will even tell you family fund, friend fund, maybe your work, your office. Maybe they will have one, some special fund. See, you can bring together 5 different funds for that one. As long as all the different funds that you just show them documents that prove that you have those funds. Even there was a time I used my dad's stock something, you know, that kind of stuff, fixed money. You know, some people deposit some money into fixed accounts. You can use that for that first one that you will need to use to get your I-20. That one is not a problem. I would advise you that you start planning that one. Start talking to parents. Start talking to people. Some of you say, I'm applying to the US. I cannot talk to anybody. I have to keep it secret. Yes, in your context, you can keep it, but some people, you will need help, especially when it comes to funding and proof of fund. You can't do it alone. Just take it from me. You're going to need help. So start reaching out to people early. Excuse me, sir, that's your rich uncle. Hey, Josa, can I use your statement of account? I don't need the money inside it, though. I just need you to print statement for me. Your family can even go and gather the money there. I did not say that one. Now, let's move now to the second financial statement. If you're still with me, I want you to put an emoji in the comment section. It is so quiet, I love it, but I need to know that you are not sleeping on me. You, this wonderful 53 people on my call, you are so special, you're my VVIP. Send me emojis in the comment section. Tell me if you are still listening to me. I can see that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, tell me if you are ready for the second financial statement. Say, give it to us if you want me to give it to you. Yeah. Good. You can ask questions later. That's not a problem. Let me finish up. The second financial statement, that one is the technical one. That one, technical. You can't do it shabbily. Now I'm sounding indigenous. That is the one that you are taking to the embassy. This one, 6 months ahead. How many months ahead? 6 solid months ahead. You must be planning that account. Not 3 days to interview. You are now gathering 6 million and dumping it into the account. They won't trust you. You see, when you meet an average, when you meet any visa officer, that's the view that will interview you at the embassy. Your default setting already is lie. I'm going to explain what I mean. They believe that you are going to lie. So their default setting about you is that you are lying. You are going to lie. So you're already a suspect. So you need to make sure that everything you do it with that consciousness that I'm being suspected here. They think that you want to run away. That is their default setting, right? And you need to package yourself in a way that you show that that's not exactly it. I want to go and study. I'm original. And don't make the mistake that 5 days to interview, 1 month to interview, you are not just putting the lump of money into the account, Boza. You have to plan it for 6 months. It has to be consistent. It has to be believable. It has to be credible. You have to plan. You have to plan. You have to plan. That is why some people are denied visas. And I don't want you to fall into that pit. I don't want you to be denied visa. So let me tell you that information, you need it. Now, we've talked about financial statements, 2 different financial statements. Your school is going to provide you with budget. Immediately your admission is given, and they will ask you to provide financial evidence. If you are funding, they will remove your funding from all the money that they want you to have. They will ask you to provide the remaining. If you don't have funding, they will ask you to provide all of the remaining. Now, if you get admission and you don't have funding, you can look for funding. Don't be paralyzed. You can find funding. Is that okay? Take your admission letter and start talking to people strategically to get funding. Now, I've told you about building your embassy financial statement. Now, let's go to the interview. That is step 6. Only one more step after this. And then I'm going to create time to have questions very soon. I'm so excited that you are with me on this call. And I am so thankful to you that you have been quiet and that you are muted. Thank you for cooperating with me. Thank you so much. Now, step 6, show up for your interview. What to take along? Let me tell you something. On this journey, there will be so many scammers. So many people want to collect money from you. But I will provide you useful information. You see, when you get to the embassy, there are some people called embassy machines. They are like embassy vampires, especially in Abuja. I've not been to Lagos, okay. But in Abuja, I know. They are there. They have businesses at the entrance. They will come and collect your DS-160 form from you and say, auntie, you didn't put your picture. They will not grant you interview. It's a lie. It's a lie. If your picture does not load up to your DS-160, it's not a problem. Your picture uploads into your DS-160 form, or it doesn't upload. You will still need to take physical copies of your US standard pictures. If you go to any photographer in your area and you tell them, I need passport photograph for interview, US embassy interview, they already know the size. You don't have a problem. They already know what size and what background to you. And the information is also available online. So if you take those passports with you, the number that they ask you to take, that's all. Don't let anybody dupe you at the entrance and say, hey, sister, let's just help you to see if it is perfect or not perfect. That is that about that. I was duped. I was so duped. But I know better now. Now, what do you take along? Of course, for passport photographs, I have the sizes and all of that there. You can screenshot my slide. Is that okay? You will need your international passports and at least 6 months unexpired. If your international passport is already expiring, start thinking of renewing, because the rule says at least 6 months unexpired. It will not expire in the next 6 months. Another thing, excuse me, is that you're going to need an approved 120, I-20, not 120, I-20 form. Don't worry, it is your university that will send you this form. Immediately you have paid your service fee, that $350 fee, yeah, they would send you your I-20 and you have provided them with the statement of account to show that you can fund yourself or whatever. They will send you I-20 and you have to sign it. You take that one with you to the embassy. For the DX-160 application form, if you need, I understand that this process is a lot. If you want to be in my inner circle, you want to be in my inner WhatsApp space, I'm creating a WhatsApp group where I want to mentor 25 people. It's not free, actually. It's for a token. You want to be in my WhatsApp space where you can text me on your journey from application to entering the United States. Of course, you are not going to ask me for money. Where you want to have access to me, and throughout your journey, you can ask me questions and say, hey, what do I do next? I will send you links. If you want to be in that, my inner circle, you have to talk to me after this call. You can always email me. I'm going to provide you my number. You can chat me up. Yeah. Right? That is if you want. But if you don't want, that is fine. Okay? So I will provide you links to your DS-160 when you get to that point, and I can also coach you on how to fill your forms. If you want me to fill your DS-160 form for you, why not? I'm going to put you on a call and I will do the filling for you and it will be good. You see, DS-160 is rigorous to fill, but it is not impossible to. I filled it myself without any prior training. They are just asking you questions about yourself, plenty questions that they will ask about you. And it is always usually shutting down because it is highly secured, right? Some people don't have the patience. If you want me to do your DX-160 application, yes, for a token, it is not free, right? Yeah, so now let's move away from, you will need your DS-160 application form confirmation page. After you have filled in all your information, you will get to that confirmation page where you will submit. It will send that confirmation page. You can download it right there, or it will send it to your email. That is, it's not a problem. Another thing that you will need to take for your visa interview is your receipt. For your visa fee interview, you have to pay about $86,000 to the US Embassy for your interview schedule. It is non-refundable. They give you visa, they don't give you visa, you must pay that money. And you have to pay it upfront, right? Good. You take the receipt along, then I've said here, don't be a victim of street ushins, be peaceful, be happy. Now, this is one reason why some people don't get a yes when they go for visa interview. They are so tensed up. And seriously, I must tell you, visa interviews are no joke. When you enter that premises, the tension will catch you. You will see people that they'll be shaking their leg like this and speaking in tongues underneath, because it's important. Because so many people, they've planned their life like, they must give me this to you, they must give me, you know. And before you get to the visa officer, people will be denied. Just take that one from me. Like you will hear, I'm sorry, we're not able to give it to you today. You will hear it. People ahead of you. And that will add to your tension. But calm down. Calm down. So many people in the past have heard them say no to other people in front of them, but they gave them. You face your own self. Do you understand? Yeah. That is why I'm saying be peaceful when you go for your interview. Be happy. Eat well. Eat. Be happy. One thing that I do in my own case is that until you give me the visa, I'm not planning anything otherwise. My life continues. Some people, they will resign from their place of work, do this, do that, put all their lives on hold just because you are going for a visa interview. No. Don't stop what you are doing. Don't bank everything on that. What if it is a no? Your life must continue. You don't want to fall into depression. You must create that space for a no. I am a great dreamer. I believe in yeses, but I also believe in creating space in case it is no. What am I going to do? That is also important. That is important. Because some people, because they are denied, they will not say they want to go and hang themselves. Koletonya is not that hard. It's not that serious. Some people have been denied 3 times. They went back. They applied again and they gave them. You have to keep your hope alive. And the way that I kept my hope alive is not to put my life on hold until I get that visa. I'm not going to put my life on. My life continues. It is when you give me the visa that I will now say, okay, now we are going. But until then, no way. And some of you, you will also have to make the decision if you want to go with your family. Some people will say, I will go ahead. Then my family will come and meet me. Some of you will say, see, I'm going with my family. I, at a point, had to make that decision that I'm not going anywhere without my family. Some of you may want to make that tough decision. Right? It is also allowed. And another thing, some people just go for interview without preparation. No, no, no. A visa interview is not something you just walk into, you freelance into. Rather, you practice. You do mock practice that very well before you go. That's why I say you will need friends. You will need family. You will need people that you can trust on this journey. People who can ask you questions. You sit down like this, they're asking you questions. They are pretending. You will go to Naira land. You will read people's experiences. When they ask you questions and you're already doing you have to be sparkling. Your English has to be on point. Some of you are scared, like, and when they hear my accent, just talk, let them hear. They can already hear you. They've been working in that Nigeria, South Africa, Cameroon, wherever for so long. They have already been trained to pick up your accent. So don't stress yourself about accent. Don't try to come and be forming Americana. Just talk your English normal. They will understand. Don't do Don't put yourself under too much pressure of accent. Is that okay? Another thing that you need to know, at the embassy, you will not be allowed to take in any electronics. Not even your phone. Some of you will need to drop your electronics in your hotel rooms or wherever you are lodged. Think of that. And in some cases, there are people at that entrance that are willing to take your electronic devices for a price, for a fee. If you are confident that you can give your iPhone 13 Pro Max to somebody for a fee, that is fine. Yeah, if you think that you cannot do it, put your phones at home. They will not allow electronic whatever. Some people will be like, immediately they grant me that visa. I want to be able to call my mommy and just give her the discount down. You will get to your hotel room before you tell your mommy. Can you put me some, I'm trying to crack some joke here, guys. Give me some laughing emojis now. Now, step 7. Step 7. Tell me if you are there. If I'm boring you, let me know. If you are on my nerves, like you are getting the gist, let me know in the comment section. Give me a fire emoji. Tell me I am with you. I am listening to you. You are giving me the information I need. Are you still there, my dear participants? Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Now, let's go to step 7. After the interview, what next? 2 things, or maybe even 3. Given. Now, this is how to recognize that you have been given. If you are going to be given, they will take back your passport. That is a sign that you are going to be given. If you are denied, they will give you back your international passport. Because it is on that passport that they will put your visa. Do you understand? And in some people's cases, they will collect their passport, meaning that they plan to give them, they intend to give them, but they will now say, we will still go and verify you, especially your bank account. In some cases, they will tell people, we need more information. But those are usually rare cases, right? But immediately your passport is retrieved back, it means that they want to give you. Is that okay? That they give you a white paper, if it is the US Embassy, right? But if your international passport is given back to you, you're already denied. If you are denied, reapply. But reapply with stronger reasons. See what you can upgrade in your application. You have to do your DX160 again if you are denied. There are people who have been denied and they are later given. So don't give up. Do not give up. If you are giving, come on, text me. And even if you are denied, text me. Then you get on LinkedIn, you start looking for students in your university, maybe Cameroonian students in that university, Ghanaian student in that university, Nigerian student in that university. They usually have associations. If you can get on their WhatsApp group, you are made. That is what you do. And another thing, immediately they collect your international passport, which shows that they want to give you. My sister, my brother, start immediately thinking about booking flight. But don't wait. Do not. Start thinking about how to book flight, especially when your resumption date is already close, because every day, almost, if not more than 100,000 will be the flights ticket is increasing. I made that mistake this last time. When I got the whiff that we were going to be given our visas, I just went back to the hotel room like, see, I want to sleep. It's a wrong decision. That day, as you are walking out of the embassy like this, start thinking, start booking your flight if you can. Start thinking about how to book your flight and all of that. You can insure your flight. If you feel like, what if anything happens and they don't give me? You can insure that flight so that if you cancel it, you can get your money back. Yeah. So that you don't have to pay 500,000 extra just because you want to book a flight. Now, let's move to the next one. So, like I said at the beginning, I'm going to have a statement of purpose workshop in September. Yes, it is either September 7th or September 10th. I already have a date. In fact, I already have a Zoom link. I already have a Zoom registration link for that. And I said, in your application package, your SOP is very important. I'm going to teach you acts for writing your SOP. I'm going to provide you with sample SOP. You will also have time to workshop your SOP right there on that call. And I'm going to provide opportunity for review of SOP right there on that call. If you need to register for my SOP, you have to, you should be registered for it, right? Now, if you want to register for that, I already have that link. I'm going to provide the link to you. Are you in my Telegram group? I'm going to drop the link in the Telegram group. I'm going to drop it in the comment section very soon. All right. Yeah. And of course, another way to also get the link, you can screenshot my page right now, this PowerPoint page right now. Another thing that you can do is that immediately after this, I am going to provide you a feedback form for this webinar today. In that feedback form, I have already linked the free webinar workshop. In that, you can register for the statement of purpose workshop even as you are filling that feedback form. There will be a link there for you. Click on that link and register. Now, I'm at the end of it and I've spent so much. I did not even know that I would use more than 90 minutes. Wow, wow, wow. I want to thank you for listening to me. I know you have questions. I'm going to allow questions in a moment. You can follow me. That is my email. If you need to email me, I want to request that just don't email me frivolously. Email me with purpose, right? I am also a very busy person. I'm a PhD student. I'm doing a lot of stuff and I have children. I have a husband. I'm busy. If I don't respond to you quickly, don't be mad. Just give me grace. And don't just email me frivolously. I love it when you email me with purpose. Some people already on this call have emailed me and they've seen the way that I answer people with a lot of courtesy and professionalism. Email me professionally, ask me questions. If you need my services, I'm providing services. I have a consult. I have an academic consult business that I'm launching. If you need my services for anything at all, I do not write SOP for people. I don't do that. According to my own personal standard, I don't. You will write it. You can send it to me for review. I will review it for you as an expert. I will give you suggestions. I can help you to revamp your English. Yes, I can do that one. But to write it for you, no, I don't do that. If you need a review of your SOP after coming to my workshop, you want to send me the old SOP you've written to me, I can do that for a fee, So I'm going to provide my WhatsApp number here. You can chat me up professionally on WhatsApp. Please, it is if you need my service that you should chat me up. I'm going to appreciate it if you're very professional. Now, see me on Facebook. I am so active on Facebook. I'm going to provide all these links in my Telegram group. If you're not yet on the Telegram group, get into the Telegram group. Okay, I'm going to provide all links in the comment section immediately I'm done with this presentation. Follow me on Instagram. On Instagram, I am Billionaire Prof. Take a look at that. That's my Instagram name, Billionaire Prof. I am always posting on Instagram, especially recently. I am also available on LinkedIn. My name on LinkedIn is Abisola Akishiku. Find me out. And I'm friendly, I'm a sweet person. If you want to be in my Telegram group, look at that. Some of you registered, but you could not get into the Telegram group because the links were just not doing nice. Now, that link, this link that I have here will work. Copy it now, screenshot it, and use it, okay? And I'm going to provide all the links in the comment that are clickable. And the last one is this. I also have a webinar feedback form right here. Fill that form for me. I am requesting that you should kindly fill my feedback form. Give me feedback about this webinar. Tell me, you disappointed me. Or tell me, thank you. I don't care. I would really appreciate it. Now, because I'm floating a kind of academic consult, I believe that I have information that will be useful for you. I have helped people to get to the US. There is even an example. I have not met this person. They are studying their PhD. We've still not had time to meet in person. But somebody just gave me their contact. They had my WhatsApp number. They could ask me questions throughout the whole process. And now they are already going to start their PhD, right? So it is not today that I've been doing this. And I love doing it. I consider it a privilege to be able to provide you with the information you need. If you want to be in my inner circle, you want to be in my WhatsApp group, I'm going to provide you with links to get into my Telegram page so that you can have the links. For you to get into my WhatsApp inner circle, it is not free. It's going to come at an affordable price. You can ask me questions all through your journey to enter into the United States, right? And I'm also offering services for you if you want to prepare for your admission, whatever, and you need, I'm providing 5 months mentoring. On my mentoring platform, I will give you assignments. I will tell you what to do. You will go and do it, and you will tell me. It is for your own good, you know now. I will provide you with information, and I will say, do this before this deadline. Like, start your application to this school. Those are the kind of stuff that I will give you to do. Draft your SOP, send it to me by this time. You know that you procrastinate a lot. You need a coach. You need an academic mentor. If you want me to mentor you at an affordable price, I will do that. I can't do it for free. The only thing I can do for free is what I do for free. This webinar is for free, and my SOP workshop is for free. Yeah. Thank you for understanding. All right, now let's look at the services that I'm offering. I'm going to take question in a bit. If you want to review your statement of purpose, I offer that. If you want to review your CV or resume, or you want to revamp it, I'm going to get on a talk with you, and then you bring it up to American standard. You don't have to lie. You don't have to lie. You don't have to lie. You have a lot of experiences that you have not considered to be experienced. I will show you how to do that. I can also offer you close mentoring from August through February on WhatsApp. I will provide my clickable WhatsApp link in the Telegram group. If you're on this call and you are not in my Telegram group, I'm going to give the link. Get into that Telegram group so that you can have all the other links that you need. I also offer academic consultation services. You want a one-on-one consultation with me, a deep dive one-on-one. So I got information like somebody said, I'm studying law, I'm a lawyer, and I'm thinking of how I can do graduate law study in the US. That is very specific. you need to get on a call with me, like a 1-hour consultation call with me. It comes at a price, right? It's not expensive, just 20,000, right? Just 20,000 for an hour. You can talk, and it's 20,000 naira. Yeah. Yeah, you want to fill your DS-160? I'm offering that too. You want to schedule a visa appointment? You want me to do it for you? I can do it for you on your behalf. You need an expedited date. Maybe some of you are here. You need an expedited date because the date that you got is not a good date. Get in touch with me. Get in touch with me. And maybe some of you are searching specifically for admissions. You are searching. I am not promising that I'm going to get admission for you. Agents do that, right? I'm not exactly an agent, but I can guide you to how to get, we can work together, right? I also offer services like that. You also need somebody to sit with you to find fundings, specific fundings for you. I offer that service too. And some of you already have admission and you're finding it difficult to pay your service fee because you can't pay it in that country where you are. You need somebody to pay it for you in the US. I'm offering that service too at a fee. Reach out to me. I think that is all of it. That is all of it. I am done with my slides for today. Thank you everybody for showing up. Now I'm going to take questions and I'm going to provide all the links in the chat sections. So look out for links in the chat box. Is that okay? All right, I'm going to stop sharing right now. Stop sharing, and I'm going to give space to questions. Wow, I am so excited to have every one of you on my call. Now let's take questions. Send your question to me in the chat box, please.
Hi, Bisola.
Would you send the questions in the chat box? If you want to ask me
Yeah,
questions
I was thinking
live,
of them.
if you want to ask me
Hi,
questions
Bisola.
live,
So sorry.
raise your hand. If you want to ask me questions straight in live, raise your hand.
I have my hand raised.
Yeah, I know. So I'm going to call you one after the other. We have to be orderly. You know that we have to be orderly. Now, let's start with Prince Davidson. Ask me your question quickly. Thank you.
Okay. Bisola, it's been an awesome one. This is
Sorry,
Prince
Bisola.
Davidson, Omoba Aruba Joye. So thank you for the good job. That was a very great job. So I've listened to you, very detailed.
Yes.
I just want to, first of all, appreciate you. It's been a long way in your journey, which partly I'm a witness of your journey. Yeah, so and I want to use this opportunity to also encourage everybody on this platform that it's possible. It's possible. So Bisola and I have been like way back. So way back. So the Ebony thing and
Yeah. Okay, you know what, Vision, let me just say something quickly to my wonderful audience because I am so privileged. You know, when I talk about the gift of great friends, Vision was my friend when I was serving in one village in Ebonyi that time. So now, he was the one that taught me, that gave me information on phone, how to get my international passport. It was my first step. Now, let me walk under this unction. I am born again, I'm a Christian, and I'm prophetic. Under this unction, Vision is here. Today, go and get your international passport. Okay, tomorrow morning, start it. Get all the documents together, go and make inquiries within 1 week. Try to get yourself to just get it. Go and do all the biodata stuff that they ask you to do. You can do that one, and then you wait for your international passport. Once you have done your biodata thing, you have gone to the immigration office in your state, come back to Telegram. I'm going to open up the Telegram group for comments now. Come and tell me on the Telegram, Abisola, I have initiated the process of my international passport. You need that international passport. Yeah. Okay, Vision, over to you.
So if you are in the Southwest, this is just to add to what Bisola said. If you're in Nigeria and you're in Southwest, actually, just you can contact me through Bisola. I can give you information on how to get your passport done within a short time. That way you don't have to go through all those wait period. So in a week you can get your passport.
Wow.
You can get your passport in a week. So with the couple of contacts that I have.
Yeah, good. I remember you gave me contact that time too,
So, yeah,
you gave me contact that time.
So that's what I will say about that. So quickly, let me ask a couple of questions. That way we don't do meet and greet on this on this
you have
webinar.
only 1 minute to ask a question. Yeah.
So it's a loaded session, and I really love it. So I will speak from the Nigerian perspective. By the way, it's been a very great experience in the US. I also got to the US with a student, F1 visa. So in my time, so which was part of the experience that Bisola also understands, that definitely she knows pretty much about that as well. So back, I don't know if they still do it though, but for everybody's information, if they still do it, I don't know. But back then, I had to go as far as Semeboda, to EcoBank Semeboda, to pay my service fee. So I had to cross the border to Benin Republic to pay my service fee at the time. I don't know if they still do it, but there's nowhere in Nigeria where they actually do that payment. So for now that I know of, so I don't, that might don't quote me, but
Vision, what? There was even a time that you could pay it in Ghana. It has been cancelled now.
Exactly. So like I said, I don't know if they still do it. So that was like, several years ago. Now,
okay,
one
Vision,
of my questions will be,
ask your question. Thank you, bro.
One of my questions will be, it's okay. So one of my questions will be, for the purpose of the audience.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned 2 types of bank statements.
Yeah.
The first one was
one you give to ISS.
Was the one
get your I-20.
For ISS, I-20, that. Awesome. Boom. So the second one, is the one for the embassy.
Yeah.
Now, for the purpose of for this audience, what happens to a fully funded program?
Yeah.
What happens to a fully funded program? And then, where do you stand in terms of that statement of account?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, in terms of statement of account, where do you stand? Because normally you're expected, if you're applying for an F1 visa,
yes,
you're expected to have a statement of account to the embassy.
Yes.
Now, what makes it different in a fully funded program?
Yeah.
Because I would like you to speak to that, if you can, so that we can understand. Because some people might feel like, hey, this program is already fully funded, so why do I have to get a statement of account to go to the embassy for an interview? So I need you to speak to that. Do you still need that statement of account as part of your documents to the embassy?
That is a really valuable question, Vision.
Right.
And I really appreciate that you're asking me that question. Okay, now I'm going to answer. Now, that you are fully funded is great, but you will still need a bank statement. It's just that it will be different because you are fully funded. It is a lot different because you are fully funded. The thing is that the money that they are providing for you, including your tuition, if you don't have full fund, if you're not fully funded, you will need to provide your tuition fee, even in that account statement, meaning that you will need, in some cases, you will need millions of naira, maybe 10 million, or 5 million, or 6 million, depending on the budget of your school. Do you understand? But when you have funding, they will remove the tuition. because you will not need to pay tuition. So it means that the money that they will ask you to provide will be greatly reduced. That's number one. Number two, if you now have GRA or GTA, and they will be paying you bi-weekly, monthly, they will also remove that payment too. Meaning that, number two, the money you have to provide in your statement of account will be greatly removed again. And it is even valid when you go to the embassy. You only need to provide the remaining. What some of us do is that even that remaining, so you will not just want to stand on the bridge of the remaining. Is remaining 1 million, 2 million, or 1.5 million, 1.2 million. You won't just put the 1.2 million now. You need to prove to the VO that it's not just exactly that 1.2 million that you have in your account. You will have to go over it a little bit. Do you understand? That is the difference between fully funded, not fully funded. Now, let me give you a sample. When I went for my visa interview, that's another thing. And I'm going to speak to it. Vision, thank you for this question, because it's making me to even remember other stuff. If you have GTA or GRA, it increases your chances of getting visa. Say that I said it. Some people will contest it, but it is not true if they contest it. When I was at the embassy, my wonderful virtual assistant, I should pay you after this service. Please, could you help me mute people? If you're on my call, mute yourself. When it is time for you to ask questions, I will ask you to unmute, kindly, please. Yeah, because the noise is distracting, and I don't want to be distracted. I don't want to waste your time. Now, when I attended that visa interview, one thing that I said to the VO, and it's powerful, is that I am fully funded, and I will not only fully funded, I will be teaching. Wow, I will be teaching, or I will be GRAing. When you say that, if you have the opportunity, it may not work for you, but it worked for me. You are also demonstrating to the VO, they know anyways, that you have something to offer the United States. The US is always looking for people who have something to offer. Do you know that the VO did not ask me for financial statement? I have not said go to the embassy without financial statement. Don't risk it. Oh. The VO did not ask me when I did my PhD visa interview for any account statement, just on the strength of my funding. And I also said that I'm teaching. I am bringing value. I'm going to start teaching in August. I'm just inside me, I'm like, you better give me the visa, because myself, I get something to offer. Do you understand? Yeah. So it's good if you can get a GTA or GRA. Thank you so much for that question. Now, I'm moving to the next person. I'm going to call your name. Your hand is raised. I'm going to call you in a moment. Give me a minute. Now, Ifeoluwa Ajayi, could you ask me your question? I'm so excited to hear your voice.
Sorry, before you fed Ifeoluwa
Hi.
speaks. Sorry, please. Before Ifeoluwa speaks, please, there are some people who sent in their questions.
Yes, I'm reading those. I'm going to respond to those questions when I'm done with you. So I just want to have the people who raise their hands, and then I will go to the comment section. Okay?
All right, then.
Thank you for showing me that. I love it. Thank you. Okay, go ahead and ask me your question.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So the thing is, there's been a lot of misinformations going around, especially
That's
on Twitter.
right.
One is unable to discern which information is authentic,
yeah.
and I've been misinformed a lot of times. I mean, a lot of times.
Good.
So I just completed my master's program at University of Ibadan, and I'm intending to apply for a PhD program in the US and Canada.
Yes.
But my major issue right now is, or the main questions I have is, number one, I know that for PhD applications, you did mention that having a publication is not compulsory, but it could be like help your application. I do not have any publication.
I'm sorry to cut you short. Did you say publication?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I do not have any publication because after my bachelor's, I went straight in. I did a work for a period of time, worked mentorship from MSc. I only have my MSc project and my BSc project as
Yes.
technically any published work.
Yes.
So how do I go about that for a PhD application? One.
I
Then
love
number
that
two.
question. I love that question.
Then number two, you were talking about getting an expedited date for visa application. I mean, you were talking about a dashboard. Do you mean the visa application dashboard?
Yes, I mean the visa application dashboard. Once you have
Also-
picked the unfavorable date, you must pick that date before you can move on to expedited. You will go
All
back
right.
to that visa interview schedule dashboard, and there you will find somewhere to apply for expedited.
All right, ma.
Yeah.
Okay, so another question is the financial statement. You said we
Mm.
would need one for the I-20 and also one to submit at your visa appointment.
Interview, yeah.
So the I-20, you said it is a school that requires a financial statement from us, and you could just submit any. So I'm like, now I know that because I'm very much familiar with the UK process.
Yeah.
Is it compulsory to have that banking statement under your name? Could it be like your parent account, your partner's account?
Yes, you could have it in your parent account. That's what I'm saying when I differentiated between the one you give to ISS and the one you take to the embassy. You see, that one to the embassy is a big deal. Let's put that one aside. But the one you send to ISS for your service fee, in the case of the United States, so that one, it could be your parent account, it could be your daddy's bond, it could be somebody's fixed account, family and friends, they allow it. You can have 5 accounts. But that one of embassy, you have to be strategic about that one. That one is a story for another day.
Okay, ma. And also the financial statement for the DSI-1 now, the DSI-60, DS-160 now, the major financial statement. Is it possible to use a family's member statement account who is outside the country, who is possibly in quotes your sponsor?
Sure. Especially if it is for that school one, yes, you can use it. And even I know people who used accounts of people outside when they went to the embassy. At least I know one person that did it and it worked and they gave them. So I can say yes to that.
All right, ma. Okay, and lastly, my last question now is the service fee. Please, can you differentiate the difference between the service fee and the visa application fee? And also, you said the service fee can only be paid in the United States. What
Yes,
if I have a dollar card? I can't use
it will
that.
not work. Your dollar card will not work. Forget about it. Your dollar card will not work. You need somebody outside to help you to pay it. So what we do, I offer that service. You want to pay $350, you have to pay me extra, just a little more money, maybe $50 more. And I would help you to pay it here in the US. And you send the dollar conversion. Maybe you want to pay $350, you send me $400. For $50, I'll do it for you here in the US.
Right.
And you put the money in my domiciliary account if you want to use me. But if you don't want to use me, you can use your family member, anybody in the US that is willing to help you.
Okay, please, could you help me answer my first question on how to go about it?
One, I love that question. Thank you so much for asking me that question. It's lovely. Now, everybody, please start checking the comment sections. I have provided so many links in the comment section. Right now, I'm coming back to your question. Right now, I am also providing an A to Z list of US colleges and universities. Now, caveat, please avoid colleges, go to universities. I don't even know why I'm saying it, but I think it's important. I still need to upgrade this list that I'm about to send to you. I'm still editing it. I will complete the editing. And what I want to edit is that I want to remove the names of colleges there and just leave only the name of universities. Is that okay? So, but there are links in this. I'm about to send it now. I have titled it A to Z list of US colleges and whatever. I found it online actually, and I'm sending it to you, to all of you. Let me know if you are getting all my links. Let me know if you are getting my links. I hope I have not sent the links to people instead of the general group. If you are getting my links, please, Use those links, use those links, use those links, use those links, use those links. If you're not in the Telegram group, look at the Telegram group, enter the Telegram group now, so that you can always have all the information I ever give that will be useful, especially the SOP. Look at the feedback form right there. Use it, use it. Okay. If you want to say thank you to me for providing that list of US colleges and universities, that is fine. I'm so excited to provide you with all the links. There are links there. You click the link, it takes you to the university straight up. Now, let's get back to your question. You do not have published paper. You don't need published papers, actually. I have never published anything serious in my life. The things that I have published are not even international journal. I'm not even proud of the things that I have published in Nigeria. I celebrate it, but it's nothing that I really want to expose out, okay? But that's your project you wrote as an undergraduate student is the main thing. If you plagiarized, if you stole, if you wrote it for you, don't use it all. But if you wrote it yourself, pick a chapter. Don't use introductory chapter. I don't advise introductory chapter, but if you can revamp it. Don't use literature review. Go to where you did your major analysis. Pick out that chapter. Then sit down and review it. I offer services for that. You have already extracted a chapter from your project, and you have added a portion of the introduction to it to make it understandable. You can send it out for review. You look at that. They will even tell you how many pages they want. The last application I did, I think they asked for 12 pages. Just go and extract solid 12 pages from your master's essay, your undergraduate project. That is what you need as a sample essay. Now, if you have a published paper that you are proud of, if it is, you know, some things are published and they are bad. Don't say because it's published. If it is bad, don't send it to, because nobody cares if you published it or not. If it is bad, it is bad. But if it is good, it will increase your chances. So put it there. That is fantastic. But you don't need something published to get admission. I did not put anything published to get admission. Now, let me add, though, I used to have a blog, and I don't even know if the blog was useful, but I shall put it there in my resume. That's something about your resume. Put stuff in your resume that are relevant, that shows that you have a lot of energy, you are willing to do the work. Good. I've answered that question. Now, I'm moving to the next person. My wonderful Tolu Alagbara. I like that name. Come on now, give me your question. I'm ready for it.
Thank you very much, Ma, for the compliments, and thank you so much for your time and the information that you shared with us today. Good evening, everyone. So I would say coincidentally, I just got an admission into a very good school in the US yesterday, and immediately I told my
Wow.
uncle about it.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Ma.
Thank you for
Immediately I
sharing
told my
that. It's going to encourage
yes,
so many people here.
yeah, it was, that was why it was important for me to share that, because you know, you started off the webinar with a lot of encouragement, and basically it was the same for me, because before me, I had no idea, like I was not really interested in like going out of the country. I mean, it was not a burning passion, like you said earlier, until I reunited with a friend of mine that is there, and it sort of sparked my interest. And I was like, oh, you can just apply to my school, and then sort of put me through. So I just gave it a shot, right? And
Good.
now we are here. But
Good.
the problem now is that the timeline for me is too short. I know you said this whole process takes
Talk to
a
me about
year,
that
and
timeline. Talk to me.
yeah, so
Have
my
solutions
admission
for that.
My admission is for spring 2024. That's January.
That's a good
And
point.
as of now, I don't even have my international passport yet. And the school told me that they're going to send me more information about the application process and getting the I-20. And you know, from what you've taught us about providing proof of funds, I don't have that yet. And
For
it's
fun.
not even looking
Okay, now you
looking
have
good.
till January, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now you have to start running now. You hold your 2 years like this and start running. Let me tell you, you have time. You have time. You actually have time. Some people are coming this August and they've not yet gone to the embassy. So you still have time. Okay. I've seen people get stuff done in 3 weeks. So people have anointing, and they can get stuff done. Maybe you belong to that category of people who don't spend too plenty time. But 5 months is too much for you to get the job done. Start talking to your parents. Start talking to relatives that have money. Let me tell you something. In Nigeria, I guess that you are in Nigeria right now. When people hear that you have admission, hey, my brother, they want to help you. All this one that people will say village people. You have to use the capital of people. That you have people in your life who wants to help you is a blessing. Let me tell you something. Let me even burst your bubbles. I didn't get here without the help of people. Yes, no, I did not. Plenty people helped me. Plenty people. So talk to people, don't be hiding. But you know that there are people you can talk to, there are people you cannot talk to. Don't talk to those people, but people who can help you, talk to them. So that they start gathering money. I am not an advocate of fake account. Is it recorded? And I'm going to upload it. I'm going to provide links to this recording. So let them hear it all over the world. I am not an advocate of fake account. Tori, if it boomerangs, it can spoil the whole show for you. I don't advise it at all. But I advise that you can talk to people in your home, and you know that we Nigerians and Africans, we know how to help each other. People will start helping you. People will start helping you. Reach out to me privately. Let me tell you stuff. I do not agree with fake accounts, but you can get it done. I will give you ideas on how to get it. Okay, that is number one. Did you ask me about funding? Did I answer your questions properly?
Yes, ma, you did, boy. I think
Okay, now for the passport, I would just advise you, because we have Vision A. Look for him in that section and talk to him, especially if you are in Southwest Nigeria, so that you can hasten up your passport getting. Now, caveat, anything that happens between you and Vision is none of my business, okay? But I can trust him. I trust him. He gave me information. But if you have issues with him, it's
ma, sorry, quickly.
I recommend him. So talk to him.
Like, I will, ma. So back to what you were saying about you gave us an assignment that we should get to work immediately and start reaching out to professors. I wanted to ask a question regarding that, because the school that I applied for actually do offer graduate assistantship. And before the admission came in, I asked the admission committee if the graduate assistantship is like an automatic process with the admission, but they said that's a separate application and I should go through the department and apply for that specifically. And I sort of had an idea that I needed to speak directly with professors. And there are some that have been going through their works, but it's not really easy to like find their research works. The ones that I came across were like old articles that they published and all. So now that the admission is here, should I go back to like emailing these professors directly, or should I direct the emails to the department, because there's an option for me to like schedule an appointment with an admission expert or so, like an advisor.
Yeah,
so should
advisor.
I ask?
Yes.
Yeah. So who should I focus?
That advisor,
that
advisor, Gogo, is the solution to your problem. Period. Your advisor is your personal mentor at the beginning of and they care about you. This is not Nigeria. This is America. Your advisor is responsible for you. Talk to your advisor about funding. If it is a separate application in some schools, GAGRA is not a separate application. For example, in my own school, if they get you into my department, and some departments have funding, some don't have, let's just say the truth. In my own department here in this school, if they give you admission as a PhD or master's person, your funding is automatic. And that would take me to find schools that have money. Find schools that have money, find schools that provide funding, check if the school they used to give GRA and GTA, now I'm speaking Nigerian English, find out and apply to those schools, okay? So now let's get back to you. Talk to your mentor. That is your solution. You already have the solution.
Okay.
And make sure you quickly, you see TA and GRA is competitive. Quickly apply now. As I'm talking to you, don't sleep until you do your application. Okay, and if they say it's a separate application, get on it immediately. Send email to whoever you need to send it to and do your application immediately with a lot of prayers. I did not talk about prayers on this call. You have to pray. Prayer is important. Don't let anybody deceive you that everything is just computational. What bad? Wow, I want to see pray.
I'm from CAC.
Pray. All right, moving on to the next person. Okay, now let's talk about questions in the comment section now.
Sorry, please, I really do apologize for interrupting, but before you move straight to the questions on the comment, please, I just have one quick question and I think will benefit everybody. Thanks for your time anyway. Do you have to be a first-class student or a second-class student to apply?
No.
Secondly, if you have like a first degree, like maybe from the HND or the NCE, does it strike an edge? Does it give you an edge together with your BSc, that's your first degree?
Ask me that second question again.
Like if you have a first degree in like a HND or your NCE,
doesn't matter.
Do you add it to your application or you just let it out?
You can add it. It depends.
Does it give you an edge?
Wow. Okay, now in your own case, give me an example of you. Let's speak about you. Do you have
NCE
2 degrees?
in English? Yes, I have NCE in English. Yes. And I also have a BSc in English, although I started a master's with literature, which I at a point let go because I wasn't really interested into the literature and I wanted to switch to phonetics and phonology. Now, what I'm saying is that when you're now applying, do you put the NCE you had or you just apply straight with your BSc?
Now, I want to ask you a question.
Good, I'm
listening. If you're not asking me question, please mute. When you want to, I will let you ask me, okay? Now, thank you. Are you applying for a master's or a PhD?
A master's.
A master's. It all depends on you.
Okay.
If you use that your BSc own to apply, they can take you already. If you want to put an edge, the only question you should be asking is that, are you involved with a university that can mess up? If you put 2, you must be able to provide official transcripts for both. And at good time.
Oh, so you will be needing your transcript from the NCE.
Anything you put into that
application. That's going to be like a lot of work because the NCE has been like for ages, for like 15 years, 12, 13 years ago. Thank you very much for answering the question.
I love that.
Then another question, quick one.
Yes?
If you are a major in English, just like yourself, do you need an IETLS or GMAT or GRA examination or TOEFL examination?
Excellent
Any proficiency
question.
test in English language exams?
You need it to. In my case,
despite the fact that you studied English as a first degree.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Wow. So you wrote IETLS before you could apply for admissions for postgraduate.
Yes. But in some universities, they are cutting it out.
Okay.
I'm going to answer that question well. Give me time. Let me answer it well now.
Okay, now, I'm attentive.
Now, in my case, I wrote both. But you can waive it. Would you be muted? Politely, I'm asking politely because your question is so valuable for all of us. So let's get it. Thank you for asking me that very phenomenal question. I love it. I wrote IELTS, I wrote TOEFL. Bola, welcome. So yeah, but you can waive it depending on the university. And some universities don't even need it now. It's optional. If your university says it's optional and your department, some universities say it's optional, your department, in the same university that says it's optional, some department will say it's not optional. Some will say it's optional. You must find out. If they say it is optional, you can waive it. What they do is that when you now come to the US, they have their own in-house proficiency exam that they will take you through. And usually, from what I've heard, not what I know, I have never taken that in-house proficiency before, but people seem to be saying that it is easier compared to TOEFL and IELTS. Another thing, another dimension to that wonderful question you asked me. If they want to employ you as a teacher, GTA, GRA, especially GTA and TA. Some universities will request that you must have proficiency exam to be able to teach. They will give you admission without proficiency. In my case, they said that they need to see a proficiency exam so that they can know that I can teach. So it's two different things. So people will give you admission without proficiency, but they will now be asking for proficiency if they're giving you GTA-ship. And I don't think it is too much to do proficiency to have full funding. I don't think it's too much. In that case, if you still don't want to do TOEFL and IELTS in that situation, you can say I'm opting for the in-house proficiency. Now, the challenge of that one is you don't want to fail it. You're already in the US, you must not fail it. So that opportunities will not go.
Abisola, usually it's easy, actually.
Sorry, hello? I don't get, like, you have to do the two, IELTS and TOEFL, or
no,
just
no,
one?
You can only pick one. Pick one.
Okay,
pick
I
one.
have been opportunity to do an in-house English test examination, like with a university in the UK.
Yes.
It's not easy. Don't let anybody tell you that one is easy, because it's in-house. In fact, you know,
I'm sorry, I muted you. I'm sorry. Unmute yourself, please.
Okay,
yes.
I've unmuted. That one too is not easy. I sat for that exam for like 2 hours, and though the good thing is that you can do it not under supervision and submit later, but it has a time frame. You must not elapse that time frame. And I think out of 100 you have to score 60, and I did 71%.
Oh, good for you. Okay, I love the fact that I got 2 responses. Oh, Vision says it's easy. You said it's not easy. Now, when it comes to proficiency exam, actually, is always controversial. Some people will find it easy, some people will not find it easy. Some people say IELTS is easier than TOEFL. Some people disagree. They prefer IELTS to TOEFL. I think I need to organize a webinar about how to hack your TOEFL and IELTS exam. If you want me to do that, come and tell me in the Telegram page. If you want a free webinar on that one. I am an expert in English language. That's what I studied. I can give you, I wrote my IELTS once, my TOEFL once, and I passed. Now, the reason why I wrote 2 was because in 2019, I used my TOEFL and it expired. I had to write another one that I eventually did not have to use, and I did not read anything and I still passed. So I have the secret sauce. Now, because of the controversy of proficiency exam, if me, I'm in your shoes. Some people will prefer to kukuma write it in Nigeria. Now I'm using Nigerian English. Some people will prefer to write the exam in Nigeria and pass it once and for all, and there is no problem. Do you understand? Some people, they are willing to come and risk it. Like, let me get to the US first, then I will do it. It depends on you and your risk capacity. So you have to make that choice yourself. Is that okay? Now, let's get into the comment section. Oh my God, I have so many questions here that I love to answer. Now,
thank you so much for your answer, ma. Thank you so much.
While Bisola is on the comment section, I just wanted to quickly add to this about the English proficiency. If you do it in the US, you know, you're not going to be under pressure for real. I don't know about UK. I've never done UK before, but you know, I've done, you know, English proficiency in the US, so I know what it is on campus. So they probably walk you through. They make you go through some for classes to take before doing it. So it's more relaxing, and it's more relaxed, but you know, out there when you're on campus, you know, much better than, you know, doing it from Nigeria to me is like, you know, a blanket. You don't know what to expect. You don't know what's coming. You don't know what's coming up. You don't.
That's fine.
I mean, you don't have an idea.
I really appreciate that.
What's going to happen? So, and what you're doing is organized by this.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. Okay, now let me buttress that point. Even here in the US, I've had to work with one of my friends to get our in-house proficiency done. And she passed it at once, right? So some people find it easy, some people do not find. Just make your own decisions yourself. Is that okay? Now, please, it is the same statement of count that is provided to the school that will also be presented at the embassy or a different account? Agbo peculiar, thank you for this wonderful question. I love it. Now, good question. It depends on you. And it depends on the people that are helping you too. If the money can sit there from the time that you sent the statement to the school, you know, Nigerian factor is there now. But if the money can be there in that account, from the time that you processed your I-20, you sent it to the school till your embassy time, why not? The only thing is that for the embassy, it must not be more than 6 months old. They want an account statement that is fresh. So sometimes the one you sent for your I-20 has already expired. You have to print a more recent one. Do you understand? But you can use the same account. Do you understand? But you have to do it strategically. You know, I told you, the one for the ISS, that one, those ones, they just want you to provide money, they are fine. But embassy, you have to be very strategic about it. I hope that I answered that question. So you can use it and you can refuse to use it. It will not destroy anything. You use it, the same statement of account, or you do not use it, you use a completely different statement of account, because I don't think there is any connection between what the school, what you give to the school and what the embassy requires. So both would work. I've answered that question. Let's move on to the next one. I just want to make sure that I do not miss any question at all. I'm really trying my best to make sure that I do not miss questions. Okay, this is my time to thank Salvation Peter again. You are the best. I have never met you before, but you have saved my life on this call. Thank you for being my virtual assistant from the UK. Your service must be expensive.
No, I'm in Nigeria, but
oh wow,
anytime.
Thank you, sis. Thank you, sis.
You would like me to work with you
on my next
very
call.
open.
Yeah, work with me on my next call. Reach out to me on Telegram.
All right, then.
Okay,
thank
now I'm moving on to the second question, and that one says, thank you so much, everybody who is blessing me online. That would remind me, I'm available on Facebook, and immediately after this, I'm going to put up a Facebook post just saying thank you to everybody. If you want to come under my comment section on Facebook, I'm going to appreciate it. All the good stuff that you're telling me in this comment section here, come and tell me on Facebook. Let the world know. Let's shout it loud. Yeah, I appreciate your thanks. I got so many thank you. Okay, you said you couldn't join the Telegram group. I have provided the link that would work. Okay. Go for it. Go for it. Go for that link. I provided it. Click that link for Telegram group. That's the correct one. It will take you there. Please, guys, don't forget to fill my webinar feedback form. It's already there in the comment section. Now, next question. My question will be last. So, so much value here. Thank you so much, Ma, for the excellent presentation. I have a few questions. Is GRA compulsory? It's not compulsory. GRA is not compulsory. It's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. That's the answer. I have my transcript evaluated by West. Can that substitute for the? Yes. In fact, I advise that if you have the money, why not? It's good for you to actually evaluate your certificate or your transcript with West. It makes your life easy afterwards. You don't have to be running after your school. I need to do that myself. So yes, West is great. Use it, and it can serve as substitute. But I'm not sure, I must say that I'm not sure if West transcript is same as official transcript. If they will accept West transcript as official transcript, I don't know. If there is anybody who knows, you can put up your hand and give me that answer. Is service fee same as visa application fee? Service fee is different from visa application fee. Service fee is $350, visa application fee is about 80-something thousand now. If Elizabeth is on this call, she knows exactly how much people are paying now for visa fee. If she is there, she can just unmute and tell us how much it is. But that's fine. It's just about 80-something thousand naira.
Paying 100 and for visa fee, they are paying 138 naira, 138,000.
For visa fee, for the interview,
yes.
visa fee.
The
now, Elizabeth, Could you tell us about service fee? How much is service fee now? $350?
No, it's $360. So when you convert
$360.
it, yes, when you convert it to the current rate, that will be. I have to.
Don't worry, we can always do the conversion. You have given us the most important information ever. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for showing up.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for helping me on this call. The recording session will be sent to you, but you will not have access to it if you have not registered. Register, be in my Telegram group. If you have registered, you will have the link to the recording. Yes, for free. Yes, somebody says, can a conference paper presentation suffice for publication in the case of PhD application? Yes, if it is a good one. Yes, it's a good one. Yes. In my opinion and experience, though GRE isn't compulsory, yes, WES helps your prospective school to understand your transcript in relation to the US curriculum. Official transcript still needs to go to the school. Oh, thank you, Ayeni, for giving me this fantastic answer. Davidson, thank you so much. They are telling me now that WES would help you, but that your official transcript will still need to be sent by your school. Yeah. You will get the recording of the webinar through my email. If you have received a reminder email from me, you are going to certainly get an email providing you with the link. In case you just want to be double sure, get into my Telegram group. The link is available in the comment section. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you. Please don't forget the list of the A to Z list of US colleges and universities. Can somebody tell me if they have access? If you click that link, does it give you access to the document? Let me know. All right. Somebody says, is gap year an issue? And how can this be sorted? I want to go for my MSc. If I want to go for my gap year, it's not an issue. See, I get plenty gap year. I get plenty gap year. See, I deferred my first admission 1 year because there was no funding. This PhD, I deferred it again 1 year, despite I had many fundings. Because, you know, your babe got pregnant, right? And I did not want to stress myself. So I deferred it for another 1 year. The only thing, caveat, about funding, if you get admission, you get funding, and you now defer, your funding is gone for that year. Some schools will now, but when I say gone, it's not totally gone. Okay? You will have to speak to them again. They will have to re-give you that fund again next year. But that's your fund for that year. They will give it to someone else because they can't waste it. You understand? So in my own case, let me tell you my own story shortly. In my own case, I got 2 fundings, a fellowship and the GTA. I lost that GTA, not really lost, Sha. I lost the GTA because I the fellowship, which was extra money. I lost it because I deferred for 1 year. By the next year I came, the fellowship was no longer available because it was a special fellowship. So think about it. When you have funding and you want to defer, think it well before you defer. And make sure you find out that if you come next year, if they will still give you the basic full scholarship. So in my case, they still gave me the basic full GTA scholarship. And that was good enough. So yeah. I have an admission in social work from one of the universities in the US, but I couldn't get funding from the school. My GA was also a separate application, but was futile. I'm sorry about that. But getting that huge amount for POF is like a nightmare, as I will be going with my husband. Bemi Sola, I understand you. I don't know if you are still on this call. Reach out to me via Telegram, okay? I am willing to talk to you. I understand what you are going through. Seriously, if you want to come with your family, get funding. That's what I would say. Yes, I'm a family woman and I know what it takes. Don't dare. Except you have a backup plan. No, don't come to the US without funding. If you have family, is not advisable. Wait and get funding. The first time I applied, I didn't get funding. I deferred until I got funding. Don't come with your children to the US without funding. Oh, my bloody. Yeah, that's my very good advice. Now, if you want to reach out to the Davidson service for passport, reach out to me. He has given us that permission to reach out to me. So reach out to me on Telegram. I'm going to make my Telegram open. Okay, another question. I'm about completing my MSc. Can I start applying for PhD? Yes. When you are completing your MSc is the best time to start applying for PhD. Don't waste your time. I wish somebody told me this when I completed my degree. I would have immediately just applied. In fact, I would have just knifed NYSC because I don't know what that is. I did not say that. I did not say that. When should I start? Start immediately. If you're already completing your master's degree, why not start applying? Let them know in the application that you're already completing your master's degree. You can tell them about your grades already. Assuming you are in a school where they can give you a letter that you are in the system, you are working, you will soon graduate. Why not get that letter and put it in your admission package? Gap year is not an issue. Yeah. I'm going to send the list of universities compilation and links to the Telegram page. Somebody asked me for that. Yeah. It is not compulsory to write TOEFL and IELTS. Somebody is asking me that. Is it possible to change my course of study? I mean, my first degree. Yes. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yes. You can change your course of study. You can change your first degree. I know people, I know somebody, my wonderful friend. She studied in Yoruba in UI at the University of Ibadan. And now she is in social works in the US. Look at that distance from Yoruba to social works. Anything is possible in the US as long as there is a link, you can change it. Don't feel like I have to do the same thing like me. I did English, did English. Ah, come on now. Don't be like me. Do what you like. You can change your course. Yeah. But sometimes, let me put caveat. If there is a long leap between your course now and the course you want to go into, maybe you are leaping from art to science. What some people do is that they will do an intermediary course that stands in between humanities and science before they will now cross finally into that science. So think about that. You can talk to me about that privately. Wow, the preparation of account for visa screening. Somebody wants me to talk about that. I'm going to talk about it before you because you asked for it. Does the embassy need an active account? I mean an account that has constant credits and debit. Yes. Doesn't matter. Will it be a red flag if the account balance remains the same for 6 months? It's even good, in my view. It's good for you to go with but don't do business account. No, personal account, please. When you are going to the embassy, personal account, please. It could be your husband's account, your daddy's account, in case you are not married, you know. Yeah. It's good if the account has a lot of movement. It could even be a salary, I don't know. You know, it's good if the account has movement. What is not good is when there is no movement in that account, you just bring one money and dump it there. That is a red signal. They will be thinking maybe you just took money from somewhere and just dumped it there. So yeah. You can get the recording. I'm going to talk about the embassy account in a moment. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ade. Ade's iPad. Thank you for your comment. Well done, Abisola. I really commend your effort in putting this together for free. Come and tell me that on Facebook, okay? Follow me on Facebook and come and put it on Facebook, okay? Thank you so much. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Few months to my undergraduate graduation. Can I start applying to school? Start thinking about it immediately. If you've attended a private university where they are going to give you your transcript quickly, or you have attended a school where they can provide you with your transcript, my sister, I am so excited that you are on this call and you are about to graduate. Like, I congratulate you. I wish that I had this kind of webinar at your stage, my dear. Jump on this. You can start. you can start. In fact, now is the best time. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Now, let's talk about US account. I have answered all the questions. Somebody is saying, I'm going to give you the accolades on Facebook. Thank you. Okay, now, so visa, interview, and account. The thing with this one is that don't do it anyhow. If I just reach out to me through Telegram, right? Let's talk in private about it. You have to be very strategic. Make sure you have enough money there. Very important. Make sure you build it for over 6 months. Don't dump money. And make sure it is real. Me, I don't know how people do fake accounts. I don't know. But I'm so scared about fake accounts. What if they find out that it is fake and they deny your visa? It's better to talk to your family members and everybody is helping you. You build the account organically. Okay, that is what I will say about that. But you can still reach out to me on Telegram or on Facebook, okay? How do I start the application process on my page? I don't have an international passport here and I would like to get a GTA. I've answered all these questions on this job. I have also answered, hey, that's a good question. Somebody is saying, what is the difference between GTA and GRA? You said GTA and GT, but that's not it. GTA, TA, and GRA. GTA and TA, they are kind of the same. GRA, now, GTA is graduate research assistant. GTA is graduate teaching assistant. If you are GTA, you will be teaching. If you are GRA, you will not teach, you'll be doing research. In some cases, you will be performing experiments and the professor will be funding your school. Do you understand? So GRA, usually people even prefer GRA to GTA. In some people's cases, they prefer GRA. GRA pays more money, but just a little bit above GTA in some places. Do you understand? It depends on the field that you are in. In some departments like engineering, you may not really have GTA. You may be GRA majorly, okay? That's the difference. Wow, somebody says, I'm listening and watching you from Jabu, Ikejarakidi. That's so exciting. Thank you for letting me know. Wow, wow. I really wish I could give a special package to all of you who waited till the end of this call. Is my assistant still here? If she is here, I would do.
Yep.
Yeah, could you take a screenshot for me? Also, guys, I want to request that if you're able to turn on your video just for a minute, I need a screenshot and I'm asking for your permission. I just need a screenshot. Oh, thank you. What's your name? Olarunshola Emmanuel, thank you for switching it over. Tolu Alagba. Elizabeth. Wow. Olarunshola, wow. Tolu Lokpe, Oyetunji Sunday. Brother Oyetunji Sunday, bring it back on. Yeah. Samuel Ogumaki, thank you guys. Wow, Salvation Peter, my savior. Wow, if you can switch on your video, I would appreciate it. Now, my assistant, please put your
Hello.
face. Yeah, sweetheart, please. Hello. Yeah, who is that greeting me? Samuel Ogumaki.
Peculiar from Jabu, do you recall the face conversion?
Elizabeth, yeah. Help me to screenshot it. So,
I really want you to recognize the face. It is important you do.
Samuel Ogumaki.
No, that's my husband's name. My name is Peculiar Ogumaki.
Talk to me in the Telegram. We must talk after this.
Okay, I will.
And send it because I don't know how to take the picture. Thank you so much. Tell me if you have taken Sister Moji. Hey, I'm happy to see you. So help me. Have you taken it? Tell me before I disappear.
Yes. I've taken the pictures.
Okay, yeah. I would love it if there is anybody who took the picture at the beginning when I had so many people. Yes, send it to me in the Telegram chat. Thank you so much. I love you. Thank you so much. You can
well done, V.
Thank you for coming. I love you. I celebrate you. I celebrate you, Bola, blessing, Samuel Ogumaki, Ademefu, Salvation, Tolu Alagbara, Elizabeth, Johnson, Oluyinka. Thank you so much. I cannot mention all the names. Ifeoluwa Ajayi, Deborah Pleasant. Thank you. Adedokun Esther, that's my sister. Ayeni Gloria, thank you. Igbaboyemi, thank you. I did not mention it. Folashade Odutolu. Thank you especially for coming. I appreciate it. Yeah, have a good night. Brother Adewalure Olabode, I recognize the fact that you were the first person to join and you stayed till the end. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. My brother Nadi Adegbenga, hey, you should get a gift for always following me back to back on Facebook. I see the way you comment on my post on Facebook, and bro, I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Oh yeah, Tuji Sunday, thank you so much for showing up. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Johnson. Wow, brother Johnson. I recognize you. I recognize you. Thank you for coming. Thank you. If I did not mention your name, just forgive me, okay? My husband. Dr. Nims. Thank you for showing up. Oh, I will see you after. We'll see you in the back room. Okay. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye. Love you.
Bye.
Come for my
Thank you,
SOP
ma.
webinar. Are you coming? Unmute and tell me, are you coming for the SOP workshop?
Yes, please send us the link. We are coming.
The link is in the comment box. So before you were telling me that you did not see the link. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Use the comment box. The links for make sure you send me feedback too, please. Feedback for
Ma, please resend it, ma.
Yes, please resend it. We'll appreciate it if you send the link.
I'm going to send back all the links now. Give me a moment. You are
and then you talked about the inner circle of 25 people. Please reserve a seat for me. I'm number 2.
Are you going to pay?
I'm number 1.
Of course. Of course.
I'm number 1.
We are talking investment here, so money is not a problem.
Who is talking? Where are you? God will help me to bless you. God will
I'm
help
number
me to
1.
bless you.
I'm number
Who is
2.
number 1?
Save a spot.
Your assistant is number 1.
My assistant.
Your assistant is number 2.
All right, make sure that we don't get anything from me before the end of today about the inner circle. I beg you, be looking for me. Harass me on Facebook. Okay,
we'll remind
me on Instagram and say, babe, but you say this thing is not saying that. I don't understand why. My assistant, could you copy the links and resend for people? It's not.
Yes,
sending.
I'm doing that. I'm
Okay,
doing that.
to copy those links and send.
This assistant is really capable.
In fact, God bless this my assistant.
She's proactive.
Right. Have a good one. See you.
Regards to the girls and doctor.
Thank you. I love you guys. Bola, thank you. Thank you so much. Bye. Deborah Pleasant. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Mom.